Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. We're right off the bat on the old show today. Was one of the last shows we actually talked about Land Rover, that brand new Discovery Sport. Well, Land Rover's got an interesting little deal involving their website. If you go to landrover.com/go to space, Land Rover's got a little deal where you can input a video or actually upload a video to their website and get involved in a contest. And the video can only be about 30 seconds long, and it has to show your sense of adventure in this particular video. And if you win, you get a shot to go to space. Yes, indeed, the Virgin Galactic space flights, and these things are fantastically expensive. So this is a pretty neat little contest if you ever wanted to see the Earth from way up high. This is a pretty neat little setup, so I'll put this up on the Facebook page if you'd like to check this out, because I remember back in the first days of this Virgin Galactic deal, these were very, very expensive, so this is quite the prize. And this deal is actually opened up to over 40 countries, so pretty certain that your country is going to be involved in this particular situation, and you can get a shot at heading into space. Next up on the list, well, many moons ago, I guess a couple of years ago actually, I ran into this for the first time ever. I've seen several Panoz Esperantes, but never one in the wild. It's only a handful of steps from the shop that I was working out of that particular day, and I'm telling you what, I've driven nearly 1,000,000 miles in my business, and I've never, or at least only the once, ran into this particular vehicle. Now, this was actually done by a fellow by the name of Don Panoz, who actually started his Panoz company back in the late 80s. Actually did some racing, went to Le Mans several years, had some fantastic automobilia, and built a handful of road cars, being the Panoz Esperante. These vehicles were actually had a 4.6-liter Ford source, normally aspirated, V8, putting out 305 brake horsepower and 320 pounds-feet of torque. Well, flash forward 25 years later after the inception of the Panoz company, now we've got this particular machine, which is the brand new 2014 Panoz Esperante Spider GT. Lots of carbon fiber. The interior on this thing is absolutely amazing. Hand-stitched leather is fantastic to look at. And obviously, it's been upgraded for the years that have gone by. This vehicle now has a 5-liter Coyote Ford-sourced V8, putting out 430 brake horsepower. Now, you can go up to a 5.4-liter supercharged V8 that's making 560 brake horsepower. And both of these models will be linked up with a Tremec 6-speed manual transmission. And there's only going to be a handful of these actually built yet. Not for 100% sure when these cars are going to come out, but they do have a hefty price tag of over $200,000 US dollars. There's actually a rumor, too, that they may build an over 800 horsepower version, but your pockets are going to have to be pretty deep to get into that particular piece of kit. So we'll keep you in tune when these vehicles actually go officially on sale. But man, I've only seen that one in all my years. Chances of seeing this one, which is going to be a very rare bird, or is going to be a very special deal indeed. Next up on the list, well, the Race of Champions. If you haven't heard of this particular event, you need to. If you're a big racing fan, this is the most fantastic group of racing professionals put together in one event that's ever been held. The Race Champions have happened over the past several years, and this particular event invites in some of the greatest racing champions from all sorts of disciplines, from Australian touring cars, German touring cars, Formula One, World Rally, even here in the United States, some NASCAR stuff. These drivers are some of the best drivers on the planet, and they all come together once a year, and the Race of Champions has officially announced their new date for the 2014 year, which is December 13th through the 14th of 2014, and it's down in Barbados, so it's going to be a very nice place to be for this particular event. Now, if you don't know too much about the Race of Champions, they race in several different disciplines. From sometimes they run rally cars, they've got the ROC buggy, even the car you see here, the KTM Crossbow. The last couple of years they've raced in full-blown race car Audi R8s. pretty doggone exciting little event, and they actually have two separate events. One being the Race of Champions, which is actually all these great race car drivers going head to head, and then they have the Race of Nations, which actually brings up groups from Germany and Britain and China and Japan and United States, all over the world. All these nations come together to actually win this particular event, and it is a pretty neat little situation. And usually they've been showing it live on the old interwebs over the past several years, so if I find it, especially coming up close to the date of this particular event, I'll put it up on the Facebook page if you'd like to check it out. And if you're a race fan, you need to. It's fantastic to watch. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. If you want to jump on over to that Facebook page, I'll put the link over there for the Land Rover Go to Space little program. I'll also put the ROC's, the Race of Champions website on there too. If you want some more official details, maybe you want to head on down to Barbados to actually check this out for yourself live and in person. I'll put that up on the Facebook page. If you give us a like over there, we'd also appreciate that. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. I thank you for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.